Electric motor changes electrical energy into mechanical movement. Most of the electric motors work by using the force of magnetism. But an electric motor may work using different types of forces. There are different types of motor have been developed for different specific purposes. Electric motor objectives: to outline and provide relevant information on the following: the various components of electric motor, how an electric motor works, function within the reciprocating saw. There are many kinds of electric motors, but in general they have some similar parts. To more information about electric motors parts, click on OK to proceed. Click on the electric motor. Click on the highlighted screw. Click on the motor for rotation. Click on the highlighted rotor. Click on the each parts of motor for more information of its part. Click on OK to proceed. The stator is a stationary part of the motor's electromagnetic circuit and usually consists of either windings or permanent magnets. The stator core is made up of many thin metal sheets, called laminations. Laminations are used to reduce energy losses that would result if a solid core were used. A bearing in an electric motor is to support and locate the rotor, to keep the air gap small and consistent and transfer the loads from the shaft to the motor, which allow the rotor to turn on its axis. The bearings are in turn supported by the motor housing, that constrains relative motion to only the desired motion, and reduces friction between moving parts. The rotor is a moving component of an electromagnetic system in the electric motor, placed inside the stator with a narrow air gap in between to allow for smooth rotation. Its rotation is due to the interaction between the windings and magnetic fields, which produces a torque around the rotor's axis. A bearing in an electric motor is to support and locate the rotor, to keep the air gap small and consistent and transfer the loads from the shaft to the motor, which allow the rotor to turn on its axis. The bearings are in turn supported by the motor housing, that constrains relative motion to only the desired motion, and reduces friction between moving parts. An internal fan-cooled electric motor, colloquially, fan-cooled motor, is a self-cooling electric motor. Fan-cooled motors feature an axial fan attached to the rotor of the motor, usually on the opposite end as the output shaft, that spins with the motor, providing increased airflow to the motor's internal and external parts, which aids in cooling. The fan cover guard covers the fan assembly to keep out solid objects while allowing air to enter the fan chamber for cooling purposes.